Hey, amazing fans! Welcome to another relaxing moment with VIVA'S stories. Before we dive into the drama, don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support means the world to us. Now, grab a seat, sit back, relax, and let's journey into the story together. The afternoon sun gleamed through the glass ceiling of St. Victor Terminal, casting streaks of gold on the marble floor. The usual chaos brewed. Tourists dragging oversized luggage, vendors hawking overpriced pastries, and the rhythmic announcements echoing over the intercom. 9-year-old Lena moved like a shadow between legs and luggage, her faded hoodie pulled low, eyes darting. Her stomach growled. Mama Odette hadn't eaten for 2 days, and Lena couldn't watch her cough blood and sip only water anymore. She spotted him, a tall man with a leather satchel, distracted by his phone. He looked well off and, more importantly, distracted. Perfect. Her tiny fingers slipped inside the pocket of his coat like they had a dozen times before. Step away. But the man turned. Hey! Lena froze. The wallet was already in her hoodie. He grabbed her shoulder. What do you think you're doing? His voice was rough like gravel. His grip was firm but not cruel. Lena looked up, wide-eyed, already preparing to cry. Then their eyes met. His expression changed, furrowed brows softening, lips parting slightly. He stared as if trying to solve a puzzle that was just out of reach. Who are you? He asked, his voice low. I'm sorry, Lena stammered. Please, don't call the police. My grandma, she's sick. They sat on a bench near the terminal entrance. The man, held his wallet but hadn't checked its contents. Lena sat beside him, hugging herself tightly. You pickpockets a lot? He asked. She didn't answer. Just sniffled. I've been stolen from before, you know. But this time, it's different. She wiped her nose on her sleeve. I didn't mean to. Honest. Mama Odette's medicine is gone. I had to do something. Who's Mama Odette? My grandma. She's all I got. Dante looked at the child more closely now. Her skin was dusky, like a toasted chestnut. Big hazel eyes. There was something hauntingly familiar. I'll take you home, he said. Lena flinched. To the police? No. To your grandma. She hesitated. You won't hurt her? Never. Then come on. They moved through winding alleys that stank of yesterday's trash and despair. The city was cruel, but Lena walked like she'd memorized every crack and shortcut. At last, they reached a 5-story building that seemed to lean sideways. Paint peeled. Windows were broken or patched with cardboard. They climbed to the 3rd floor. She's in here, Lena said, opening the door to a dim room. The apartment smelled of mildew, old newspapers, and something metallic, like blood. A single light bulb buzzed weakly above. A fan ticked lazily in the corner. Mama Odette? Lena called gently. A frail cough answered from behind a threadbare curtain. Dante stepped inside, unsure whether to be worried or repulsed. On the bed lay an elderly woman, skin like crumpled parchment, wrapped in layers of wool despite the summer heat. Her eyes fluttered open. Lena? Who's this man? He caught me, Lena said quietly. Odette sat up, then froze as her eyes met Dante's. Her lips parted. The blood drained from her face. You, she whispered. Dante blinked. Do I know you? Mama Odette said nothing more. Just turned her head away. Lena, confused, walked over to fan her gently. He's nice, Grandma. He gave me back your medicine money. Dante sat heavily on a chair near the window. Something was off. Her reaction was too intense. He scanned the room. Faded photos on the walls, mostly of a young woman. A smiling face that tugged at his heart. Who is she? He asked, pointing to the framed picture. Odette didn't answer. But Lena did. That's my mommy. Jasmine. The name hit Dante like a brick. He waited till nightfall. Odette had fallen asleep after a heavy dose of cough syrup. Lena made him weak tea using a cracked kettle. As she handed it to him, he noticed a creak beneath his foot. A loose board. He knelt and tugged gently. The plank came off, revealing a small box wrapped in cloth. Inside, old receipts, a silver ring, and a crumpled letter. The envelope read, "To Dante, if he ever comes back." His hand shook. He tore it open. "If you're reading this, it means Mama saved it. I don't know if you'll ever come back. Maybe you forgot me. But I never forgot you. I wanted to tell you. I was pregnant when you left. I was scared. You were chasing your dream. I didn't want to ruin it. I named her Lena. She has your eyes. I hope she meets you one day. And I hope you remember me with love. Jasmine." Dante sat still for a long time. His heart thundered. His palms sweated. He whispered, "She's mine." 10 years ago, Dante had been a young aspiring photographer. He met Jasmine in a thrift bookstore, arguing over the last copy of The Alchemist. They fell into conversation, then into love. She was a poet, a dreamer, a waitress who wrote on napkins. He photographed her endlessly. Their world was small but complete. Then came his big break, an internship in Europe. "I'll come back," he promised. "I'll wait," she had replied. But after 2 months, her letters stopped. No more late-night emails. Her phone line went dead. He thought she'd moved on. Or changed her mind. What he didn't know, Jasmine had discovered she was pregnant. Scared and broke, she returned to her estranged mother, Odette, for help. Labor was difficult. Jasmine lost too much blood. She died naming her daughter. Odette, ashamed and angry, kept the truth hidden. She never called Dante. Never mailed the letter. But she saved it. Until now. Dante sat staring at the floor, the past flooding back. Every kiss, every poem, every goodbye replayed. And then the small sound of Lena breathing beside him brought him back to the present. She was the connection. She was his. And she didn't even know it. Morning light crept through the cracks in the curtain. Dante stood by the window, letter clutched in hand. Mama Odette stirred. "You read it," she said. "Why didn't you tell me?" Dante's voice trembled. "Because she was gone and you were long gone too. She didn't want to trap you. I respected that." Dante's hands shook. "You had no right to decide that. I should have known. I should have been there." Odette coughed, more blood than before. "She made me promise. But I failed her. And Lena. You let her grow up thinking she was alone. She was never alone," he exploded. From behind the curtain, a small gasp. Lena had heard. Lena burst through the door. "You're my dad." Dante froze. "You knew and you yelled like you hated me," she whispered, tears brimming. Lena, no. She bolted out the door before he could finish. Down the hallway. Down the stairs. Out into the sunrise. Dante and Odette searched the city for hours. Hospitals. Shelters. Dante's boots wore thin. "She's smart," Odette said between coughs. "She'll hide somewhere she feels safe." Then Dante remembered. The pier. Where he and Jasmine would sit for hours. He raced there, shouting her name into the wind. There she was. Huddled under the wooden dock, hugging her knees. "Lena," he whispered, falling to his knees. She didn't look up. "I didn't know about you. If I had, I would have come back." She looked up slowly. "You promise?" He reached into his pocket and held out a small silver bracelet. "It was your mom's. She wore it every day. I kept it all these years." Lena took it with trembling hands. They cried together as the tide rolled in. Weeks later, Lena moved into Dante's small home. Odette, now on proper medication, began to recover slowly. Lena enrolled in school. Dante made her lunches, read her stories, learned how to braid her hair. One night as he tucked her in, Lena asked, "Can I call you Dad now?" Dante kissed her forehead. "You always could." The past no longer a secret. The future, a bond they would never let go. The girl who pickpocketed her past had returned it to where it belonged, in her heart. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell for newly created content.